Recorded live with little or no editing. It's Defense Up. I'm Run 7. How you doing? Today we're going over Trefett's defense. On Defense Up, we grade on 5 different criteria. It's who you're using, their placement, their power levels, their ISOs, and what kind of mood I'm in. But I like to remind people that when you build for war defense, you should be using the leftover junk after you've built for raids and arena and war offense and all that sort of thing. And then what we like to do here is try and find the value in those leftover bits and pieces, put them together in the most efficient way possible. And remember, now we're doing a weekly segment with a theme on Crucible defenses. Be sure to catch those every probably Tuesday afternoon. I'm not really sure. We're new at it and we're trying to work the kinks out. But if you're interested in the Crucible defense, we've got that going too. All right, team number 1 on Trefett's defense is a Wave 1 Avengers. Now, I don't like the placement. Right off the bat, you want to put your tanks on one side. Okay, so you're gonna go Captain America and Hulk. Actually, I think I like Hulk and then Captain America. It doesn't really matter too much though. But put the tanks on one side, and then traditionally you would use Black Widow in the middle and she would go invisible. But in this case, we're gonna put Thor next to him because he's the biggest and can take the hits the best. I would put Hawkeye there since he's got 20k more or 25k more, 15, whatever math. Anyway, he's still squishy compared to Thor, so we put Thor in the middle, and then you can go Coulson and Hawkeye, doesn't really matter. Coulson is going to be giving a health bonus to Hawkeye and Captain America. Unfortunately, it doesn't go to Thor or Hulk. We used to swap him in for Thor back when we were running Thor on the Asgardians, and that would give the boost to Black Widow also. Anyway, he's there for a passive, but he does have Striker on, which he does a turn meter rewind on his basic assist, so that's a good ISO choice there. You've got a Skirmisher and a Raider and 1 Striker. I like everything about this team. The power levels are a wee bit wonky. You could touch them up a bit. Don't need to. Honestly, I think maybe you just like over-invested by taking these guys to 13. I like to either go 12 or 14. 14, you get a much better bump in the stats if you want to go that far. So the power level's a bit wonky, but whatever. And the placement just needs a tweak. So I'm gonna go, honestly, I'm gonna go B+. This isn't too bad. I just mostly want that placement tweak. All right, team number 2 is the Guardians of the Garbage Can. Man, I'm seeing these guys a lot, and I really don't like the team. You did, however, get the ISOs just perfect. Striker, Striker, Skirmisher. You went Skirmisher on Vision. Now, he kind of needs to go level 5 Skirmisher because he has a really horrible focus issue, which is kind of amazing because he's got like the Mind Stone in his head. So you'd think that he could like focus pretty well, but he doesn't. And then you went with Minerva over here. She's got some of that tech synergy. So all the tech characters are spawning with defense up because of Vision, which is really the only thing he's there for. And then being dodgy as all heck. And then you've got the triple quadruple hit combos coming off of the Guardian characters. If you're gonna build this team, this is how you do it. It's done right. There's not a whole lot you could do to make this team better with that. And like, honestly, it's not worth it to boost that up to level 5. It's not worth it to make this team war ready or anything like that. So I like this team as is. I'm gonna give you the A. Team number 3 is the Wakandans. We're loving the Wakandans these days. Their rework was fantastic. So M'Baku needs to be a striker, although he's kind of squishy on this team. So maybe you're running him as a fortifier for the time being. That's what I'm gonna pretend so I can give you a better grade, because I'm in a really good mood today. But he does need to be changed to a striker in the future. Then Black Panther should also be a striker for the double tap off of Okoye. If he gets the kill off of his double tap, he still gets the turn meter. So you definitely want him a striker. So 2 of those changes. I'll accept this one for now, but you need to change it up later. Also, placement change. Let's get Killmonger next to M'Baku so that when they bump him, he counterattacks. I think there's something that happens when he counterattacks to get charges or something crazy. Or maybe it's just when he crits. I don't remember. Anyway, put him next to M'Baku. Then we'll put Shuri in the middle for now. Black Panther off to the side. And Okoye is in this back corner is how the placement should be. So placement change. ISO change on Black Panther for sure. And later when you get M'Baku built up, we're going to add him to the striker category. Also, going to give you a B for the team. It's not too shabby, but it does need some work. All right, team number 4 is a Doom Surfer Mercs. Okay, so you're slowing Taskmaster down by having less and less Mercs on the team, and honestly, that's okay. The Merc team is outdated. I think we should just be removing most of the Mercs and the Merc minions and stuff from the team anyway, and using Taskmaster on more of a hybrid. I think this is going to be just fine. I think these guys are actually a waste. You should probably replace them with Korath the Pursuer to make Taskmaster jump out there a little bit faster. You could make Korath a striker or a skirmisher and then make Taskmaster the opposite. Doesn't matter. And then as for your other Merc, I would replace them with somebody fast or somebody that has some sort of synergy with Doom and Surfer on this team. you could go, like, you could replace this Merc Riot Guard with somebody like Yo-Yo or something, giving some offense down to that opposing team, giving this team a little bit more time to work and do the things that they need to do. Also, you have 0 skirmishers, 0 raiders, 0 people putting out vulnerables, and 3 strikers. That's a big no-no. So what I'd like to see is Korath the Pursuer in here as a skirmisher. I'd like to see Yo-Yo in here probably as a raider, but you could definitely do her as a level 5 skirmisher also. That's equally good. And then you should probably change Surfer to a raider. Believe it or not, I think he is much better as a raider, especially when running on defense. When you control him, striker's the way to go on defense. Raider is the way to go, and more we're seeing him on defense. So I think this team needs a lot of work. I think these guys are an absolute waste and even a detriment to this team. I'm going to give you a C for it, and that's because I'm in such a chipper mood. Team number 5 is the Young Avengers. This looks pretty good to me. I don't know why you have Skirmisher on America Chavez. I just don't understand that at all. You don't need that. You need her to be another striker so she double taps with the Miss Marvel combo. And then I like Squirrel Girl as a striker also. I don't think she needs to be a healer, and I think that extra damage on this team is pretty helpful, but I don't dock people for making her a healer. It works pretty well also. We're seeing more and more counters that come into this that utilize heal block and stuff, but mostly we're trying to shut down Squirrel Girl so she doesn't cleanse all the other people and let this team do what it needs to do. So definitely want to see that one ISO change. I don't care about the placement on this team. Just don't put Miss Marvel in the corner unless she is adjacent to Miles. Other than that, I don't even care. There's so many conversations about placement, it's just absurd. So I'm going to give you an A- just on account of that one ISO. 6 is the Heroes for Hire. Striker, Raider, Healer, Fortifier, Skirmisher. Okay, this works for me. I'm not going to dock you for this Healer ISO. A lot of people still have it. They don't want to spend the ISOs to change it. I think Skirmisher or Raider is better. We hear this every time. Kind of oversaying that a little bit. Placement is fine as long as Luke Cage isn't in the corner. I'm happy with that. I can give you an A for this team, just barely. Moving on, team number 7 is the Emmarauders with Madeline Pryor. Madeline's a little underdeveloped to be putting on this team. I think she's just going to get killed. Probably knocked down in a gust of wind. A big AoE from like an X Factor would probably kill her. And this team isn't going to, and then it's a 4v5 with an X Factor team or something like that. And X Factor isn't even a primary counter for this. It's just she's too weak to be throwing in. So you definitely got to build her up some. I'm sure Scopely will make her farmable like super soon because they're notorious for making lots of characters farmable. So we'll get on that right away. That was obviously sarcasm. Okay, I am sorry that I advertised Fortifier, especially since the rework. He does not need Fortifier at all. He does everything on his own, on his team, by just by what his team does for him and by his own kit. So Fortifier is a total waste now. Healer or Skirmisher either works fine for me. Healers on these two is great. Skirmisher here is great. I like her better as a striker, but she's pretty small, so maybe Skirmisher is good in the meantime. Don't invest any more in that Skirmisher, though. I think you're going to be changing her to a striker once you get her built up nice and big. Placement's fine. I'm not going to dock you for this ISO because I was recommending the wrong thing for months. That was my bad. But this ISO... it's okay for now. Oh man, I'm just giving you for now. For me, I'm gonna give you a B for this team because I don't think she's gonna be good to put. It's too early to put her in here. You got to build up her power levels more. So moving on to team number 8 is the Darkhold on defense as a full team. I don't like your placement. You need to swap places with Agatha and Wong. I like Wong to be the one that she calls for the assist, so he clears those negative effects on his basic counter assist. Putting her in between MLF and Wong means that she's going to pick one of them, and it might be MLF, and MLF doesn't really need to take turns. I think MLF is... honestly, she's one of the last people standing every time I go into the team just because she heals so much. I'd rather pick off the other people and do like a 5v1 to finally take her down. But other people go after her first. Maybe you want her taking an extra turn once in a while so that she gets that health steal. I don't know. But for me, I think you need to swap places with Ag and Wong. Okay, Skirmisher on Scarlet Witch. I like it. Make sure it's level 5 though, because otherwise you're not getting the benefit. Otherwise you should go Raider. If you're not going to go level 5, go Raider. In fact, bring her up into the blue with that higher skirmisher level, like a 2.3 would be good. Also, let's take MLF to 2.4 if you can. She's the one you want to be putting that on. That extra, what is it, 10% focus, resistance, all that stuff. You want that on MLF. She's going to be the pick for that one. I like Raider here. I like Striker here. Other than that one placement and touching up this ISO a little bit, I don't see any problems. I'm going to go with a B+ on that. Not too shabby. Team number 9. This is a hodgepodge. Here we have a Merc that I don't even know his name because I never see him next to GotG, giving deflects to those two. Okay. Let's see. She's Striker, Skirmisher. You got a Striker over here and a Skirmisher. Well, you got 2 and 2. I don't know what this Merc does for you. I just don't even understand why he's in here. Why would you take him to 13? Why isn't he on like a Skilletary or something? I don't know. Or on a Mercs team with Taskmaster or something. I just don't understand this pick. This seems like a plug and play mishmash of stuff. You're probably waiting to build that A-Force team and replace some of these characters, which might be a thing to do. I'm not sure that you are going to have enough vulnerables to get some use out of Ultimus. I think what I'm saying is I just don't like this team. I think you should break this team up and use the pieces elsewhere. I guess if you had somebody in here in place of this mercenary who did some serious damage, like let's say you threw in Surfer as a Raider, I'd probably give this team an A for just a mishmash team. Surfer would be putting up plenty of vulnerables for Ultimus to do his thing. Captain America, or Captain Marvel, excuse me, would be doing some heavy damage opening. JJ doing her thing with the Skirmisher, like, you know, it could work. It could work. I think this to me looks like a placeholder for the A-Force, which just hasn't been unlocked or built yet. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not excited by it. I don't think you wasted anything on the ISOs. You can leave all the ISOs the same and stuff. I'm just gonna give you a B for this team. There's nothing really wrong here. I just don't like it. It doesn't excite me in the least. All right, and team number 10 is the New Warriors with Black Bolt Yo-Yo. Let's see. We've got Black Bolt adjacent to Dagger, giving off those offense ups. Deathpool in the corner, Yo-Yo doing her thing. We've got lots of vulnerables on the field coming out of the New Warriors kits. Plus, you've got a Skirmisher and a Raider on the field, so the 3 and 2 doesn't matter. You're going to be doing just fine on that. I think this is a fantastic team. I think it's totally beatable because people can go into it with just the right thing and land an ability block in the right spot. You know, ability block, cloak, kill Dagger, wait for Black Bolt to take his turn, I guess. It's not a tough team to overcome, but you are going to have to come into it specific. And if somebody makes a mistake, they're going to get blown up big time by this team. So it's okay. You may consider swapping out Yo-Yo for a pre-taunt tank, or swapping out Black Bolt for Surfer if you do that also. And then you could use Black Bolt Yo-Yo someplace else, like maybe over here would give you a little bit more offensive opening damage, you know, instead of Ultimus and this unnamed mercenary who I don't know, what is he, Merc Soldier something? I don't know, who cares? Anyway, I like this team. I can give you an A for it. I just think there are better builds than this, but you're not doing anything too wrong, and it's a nice 1 million powered team, so pretty good. All right, this was Trefett's Defense Up. If you like what you saw, hit that like button, subscribe for more videos. I'm sorry last week I didn't get the full, bunch of videos out there, but I tried my best. Things are just getting really busy for me. Remember, guys, don't just have a good game, be good to yourselves and others too, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.